Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Dr. Stone, Season 3, Episode 8, The Trump Card aboard the Science Vessel. Oh, so the going back on to the vessel? Okay. Last episode, they got to the island and then they split up. Senko, Gen, Kohaku, and Soyuz, right? They went to the island and the others stayed on the boat. And then they got turned into stone. And now the others are trying to find a way to bring them back, right? And then they meet this girl that's on the island that's gonna get married to the chief, whoever I believe is behind the turning people into stone and everything. So her name is Amaryllis. Yeah, Amaryllis. And there were her people from her village or whatever. They were writing themselves up to go confront the chief and whatnot, and then Senko and the others like launched tear gas into them to stop them from doing all those things. So Amaryllis is like asking them for their help in order to stop, you know, the white man, I'm assuming. So yeah, that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/Philomini in order to start this episode. And here we go. I love Dr. Stone so much. Like I love it. The comedy in this show is like so good. I love it so much. And the characters, they are so likable. Like, you cannot you cannot not like this show, man. Like it's so amazing. Like it's so amazing. I love this show so much. So much. Oh yeah. Oh, and then calling Suika the master of nature and infiltration. I'm like, and then her card is like SSR compared to Ginro, which is was it GSR? Oh, either way, she's like top tier. I love how when they found out that it was Ginro that was on the boat, how they were like, ugh. And then they sort of like went through everybody else that's like above him that they would have much preferred to have than him. Oh no, I love this show so much. Okay. Amaryllis said that she knew the secret behind the petrification beam, right? And then they went back. They said that 5 years ago, when she was 13, and her and probably a member of her, some people from the village, they wanted to go back. They wanted to see what's on the other side of the ocean, but apparently the master, whoever is in charge, does not want anyone to leave the village. And there's been this warning that's been passed down, I guess, through generations or whatever, letting people know not to go past the village. But these kids are like, just forget about those old people. We're gonna do our own thing. And then they brought Amaryllis on board, and then they were leaving. And then you see this boat coming after them, and the boys that were rowing, they noticed, they recognized who were on the boat, and they were the right and the left hand of the master, right? And they were called, the guy is called Mose and the girl Kirisame. So their thing was to stop them from leaving. So the girl was just like pull out this pouch or whatever that was on the string, and then she just like they launched it. And Mose was like, bring it back a little. Like he gave her a more exact position for her to launch from or whatever. And the thing, they launched it, and the light was like coming toward them but turning them into stone. And they brought Amaryllis. She was the youngest out of all of them. She was like at the farthest behind everybody else. And then the beam was coming, and her hair was getting caught in the beam, right? Was getting turned into stone, and she just cuts it off, and I think she threw it inside the beam, and then the beam sort of like stopped. So after she told the story, Senku is like there are three things that he understands from that experience, and he's like the beam is there's like a range to it, right? And then he's also said that you can stop it by stopping its momentum or something or other like that. So I'm assuming that's what happened when she like cut off her hair and just threw it. Is it that since the beam couldn't feel anything past the rest of the hair, it thought that it was done? It didn't need to go further and then it stopped? Is that how that worked? I'm assuming that's how it worked. And then he said something else about the beam. That is supposed to be a weapon that you launch or something or other like that, based on what what's her name, Kirisame did. I think those were the three things that he mentioned. Unless I'm wrong, and I'll need to go back and look through it. Yeah. So they were like, okay, and then Amaryllis is like, okay, now I need. That's why I've been making myself beautiful so that the master who chooses women past the age of 18 to marry, forced to marry, whether you're married or not, he's gonna take you or something, and that that's why she's been making herself beautiful. And then why did they need Kohaku there? There was a reason why they needed Kohaku. They need someone that can fight. Oh, I think she was gonna go in initially alone by herself, right? But then I think the others said that it would be dangerous, that she needed someone that can fight as well. And then Amaryllis is like, where can I find a girl that can fight? Oh my gosh. When she said that, everybody else's reaction as they look to Kohaku was so funny. Oh my goodness. And Amaryllis herself was so shocked to realize, I guess, that Kohaku was a girl. Oh my god, people don't do my Kohaku like that, man. So they were like, okay, we're gonna beautify her or whatever. Amaryllis went and got a dress for her, and that dress was so cute on Kohaku, man. That was a cute dress. And then she immediately just wanted her armor and weapon back and stuff. Oh my goodness. But then they were like, okay, now they're gonna do something about her face or something. I don't know. They needed to go back to the boat. And when they went there, they were on the cliff and they were looking down. They see people from the master's people, right? That encircled the boat. Like they were by the boat, looking through the boat, whatever. There was the girl there on Kirisame. Moz wasn't there as far as I can tell. And then there was the old dude. I thought the old dude was the master, but Amaryllis is like, no, that the master was younger, and that Ibara was so someone that works for the master, I guess. I'm gonna guess sort of like his second in command, you know. So they were looking and seeing everybody, you know, there, and Kohaku seeing everybody being stoned and everything. I think it was especially after, what's his name, Ibara. He had the nerve to kick my chrome and break my chrome. I'm like, I know they can't reattack him and everything, but I'm not seeing that. If you break anybody else's statue or whatever, I'm not gonna care that much. But this is Chrome, man. So he breaks his statue because he wanted the clothes or something, and then Kohaku got upset, and then she just like went after them, But she was telling the others that she was not gonna jeopardize the mission as she was leaving and going toward the boat. And then Kirisame just showed up behind her, and Kuwaku did not notice her coming or anything. She just surprised her, and she just went into this fighting stance. And Kirisame, yeah, knew immediately that Kwaku was a fighter, so she just started, beating her, and I'm like, my girl could not move in her dress, man. She tried to move, but then like she got stuck in there, so she was just like basically like playing defense, and she just the others were coming, right? Coming toward her, and then she just screamed out, "I just want the lab! I just want the lab!" or something, and it kept echoing throughout everything. I just want the lab, and that's when Gen and Senku understood what she was trying to do, because she's like, the people there from the village, they are not they're not advanced scientifically, so the word lab is not going to mean anything to them, but it's going to mean something to anyone that survived the petrification, that was on the boat. So they were thinking, okay, if someone is still kicking, it's not in stone, that if they hear them, they'll know what they want and they'll help them get the lab from the boat, And that's when they were like, okay, how many times did they just went to the past? And they basically showed how our people got turned to stone. I'm like, oh. Ryusui and Okio. Ryusui saw Amaryllis, not Amaryllis, what's her name? Kirisame launched the thing. And then he just had just a few seconds to analyze the situation, and then when they noticed that they thought it was a grenade, and then Ukio launched an arrow which sort of like pushed the beam backward a little bit, and Ryusui threw Suika into the water, and I completely forgot that Ginro was still in there, was still in the water, and he kept swimming away, and the beam thankfully stopped before hitting him, and that was because of what Ukyo did. So now you have Ginro and then you have Suika that are not turned to stone, and now Ginro was on the boat because he came back when he saw his brother petrified, and then he started crying. I'm like, excuse me. So he remembered when the people started coming to the boat, and he remembered when Ryusui sort of like held Suika in a barrel or whatever. So he just hid in there, and he heard what Kwaku said. He understood what they meant, but this voice so the part where Senku was like, he's trying to tell us something. And then he's like, help. Senku was like, that's not what, I don't know, but that's not what they were expecting from him, man. They want him to help them get the lab, not the other way around. And the Ibara heard something, and he went toward the barrels, and he's like, did someone move something? So did someone touch the barrel? They're like, no. There's this one barrel that moved a few whatever. I'm like, I guess they're trying to tell us that he's super observant, I guess. So he was about to discover Ginro there, and then they hear this crash, in the greenhouse on the boat, and then they went there, and Suika's the one that did it. Oh my girl. And I love how Senku basically deduced that Suika was there and helped and everything, and called her the master of nature and infiltration. I'm like, man, I love this show, man. I love this show so much. Did I miss something? Uh, how can I when he called Coco said he just wanted the lab, and then Ken just pushed Senku told them like, here's the lab that they were in a relationship. He just gets really upset when any girl is around him or something or other. He just gives she kissed him. Oh my gosh. It was so funny. The look on Senku's face, the look on Kwaku's face, the look on all of their faces, man. And then what's her name? Kitty Sami just like he couldn't deal with the display of affection and he just left him like I love this show, man. I love it. Thank you guys for watching. And if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/filmmini. And you can also see the full length of this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye. Can ever give me je ne sais plus me taire aux yeux du monde, car ce que tu fais dépasse mon entendement.